Call to order the regular city council meeting for Monday, May 15th. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Kusamoto.
Here.
Councilmember Murphy.
Here.
Councilmember Wilson.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Edgar.
Here.
Mayor Hasselbrink.
Here. Okay, we are going into closed session with conference with legal counsel, and I'll hand it over to you.
Yes, Madam Mayor. The purpose of the closed session is pending litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9, Sub D1. And the name of that litigation is the Inland Oversight Committee versus City of Los Alamitos and Catella Properties. The Los Angeles Superior Court case number was BS 168299. It's recently been transferred to the Orange County Court, and I don't have that case number handy, but I will announce it after the closed session.
Call the meeting back in order, and we are privileged tonight to have Sunburst Youth Academy Class 19 to help us with the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. So if you could stand with me, and we're going to have Cadet Mansour is going to lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we will have President Roque give the invocation.
May we bow our heads. Lord God, help us for this. Thank you for this wonderful day that you've given us. May we all appreciate the things we are given today and for the rest of our lives. I want to thank you, God, for this great opportunity that you have given each and every one of us to stand here. For this we pray to you. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. And Vice President Contreras is going to give us, you can be seated, I'm sorry. And Vice President Contreras is going to give us a brief overview on Sunburst Youth Academy.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I am Alexis Contreras. I am Vice President of Student Council at Sunburst Youth Academy. I'm really thankful for being here this evening. And Sunburst is a beautiful academy which has really helped me and saved my life. I was credit deficient and in and out of low frequency energy right now. So what Sunburst has really helped me to do is to come back to center and center mind, body, and spirit, and to come to this awe of that I really want to excel in my life and have a better outlook on my life and have a better relationship with myself and my family. Sunburst intervenes and reclaims the life of 16 to 18-year-old high school dropouts, and it's just saved my life, and I'm really thankful to be in the program, so thank you.
Thank you. We're going down. And we're going to come on down. You can join me for some presentations.
Do roll call at some point.
So we first get to recognize the Los Alamitos High School varsity song team for, once again, their national championships in small varsity prom and jazz division. Let's see, they won this past February. They traveled to Orlando, Florida to compete in the Universal Dance Association's 2017 National Championship at the Walt Disney World Resort. Competing against 64 schools in both divisions from all over the country, the Southern California team swept the competition. Los Alamitos Song came in this year as the defending title holder in the small varsity pom division, and they had won in 2016, bringing home the national championship for the first time since 2008. But this year they were also successful in taking home both divisions as they competed in. Jennifer Ramirez, varsity Song head coach and La Salle Song and Cheer program advisor, have been coaching La Salle for more than 15 years. With the help from choreographer Patrice Barriquet Corral. Pretty good. This duo brought experience and guidance to this very talented team. So congratulations to the La Salle Song, and we'd like to bring them on up. Let's see, we've got Emma Zanino. Weren't you 2 years old yesterday? Wow. We have Katie Gardato. I'm sorry, I'm trying so hard. We have Juliet Davis. Amanda Bazulto. Kendra Zurin. Maddie McKenzie. Ashley Javier. Avery Robles. Katie Sween. Samantha Negron. Kaylee Brown. And Kyra Azurin. And we'd also like to bring up their coach, Jen Ramirez. Did we miss somebody? Am I missing one? Okay, and Madison Russell, I'm so sorry. It wasn't on my list.
Save the best for last.
Thank you very much. So we'd like to congratulate you all. You know, you guys work year-round, summer, winter, fall, spring, and you work so hard. And thank you so much for across the country. You've made us a national competitor, and we just appreciate your hard work, and you're just in pride in La Salle. So thank you very much. Come on in. All the pretty ones up front. Come on. Wow. And I'd like to bring Ken Cruz up for the Orange County Fire Authority. So this month is drowning prevention awareness. Drowning is a leading cause of death and disability in California for children under 5 years of age and is a major problem for adults 35 to 64. The theme of this year's water safety campaign is always watch your child around water and never swim alone. The initiative set forth in this ABCs of Water Safety program will increase public awareness regarding proper procedures to prevent this needless tragedy. The Orange County Fire Authority, in collaboration with Orange County Task Force on Drowning Prevention, will be taking this opportunity to increase public awareness about drowning prevention through a diverse community outreach campaign. This 24-week water safety campaign will launch in May and continue through October. So I will let you go ahead. You want to speak a little bit on this?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, and thank you for joining us in recognizing the problem out there, and we're going to try and reduce drownings here in Orange County. Traditionally, the Memorial Day weekends are a kickoff for the campaign, and it's unfortunate. Just this past weekend, we had 2 adults drown, and one made it, the other one unfortunately did not. So it's not just a child problem, it's an adult problem. So one of the campaigns that we're trying to bring awareness is Never Swim Alone, especially for us adults. So thank you for joining us in this and the proclamation, and let's hope we get some better results this year. Thank you.
And also before they go, oh, here. And I'd also like to, before she escapes, Sunburst Youth Academy Director Varner is here. So I'd like to introduce her. She is the newest commander over at the Sunburst Youth Academy. And would you like to say a few words? They have an impending graduation coming up. Oh, yeah. Can you speak real quick? Sure, absolutely.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my honor. It's my fan club over here. So I think Contreras did a great job of telling you what Sunburst is all about, but our job is to intervene and reclaim the lives of 16 to 18-year-old high school dropouts. We have a 5.5-month residential program over at Joint Forces Training Base, followed by 1 year that we follow them. The kids really get set up. They are motivated for success by the time they come to us, and we just give them the tools and the structure and the discipline to be able to do that. So we do service to community. Each kid is required to do 40 hours each in their 6 months there. So we do offer that up to the community. If you need help with anything, cleaning up or feeding homeless people, these kids love to do that. So, and we also have a color guard. So, however we can be of assistance to you and be part of the community, we volunteer to do that. We're proud to serve. So, thank you very much. It's an honor.
Okay, and before this, we were in closed session. I'm going to ask the city attorney to report out for us, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council did meet in closed session. The case number is, Orange County case number is 2017-009-18694 CU-WM-CJC. And the council met in closed session, was updated on the status of the litigation, but no formal votes were requested or taken.
Okay, thank you. Okay, oral communications. At this time, any individual in the audience may come forward to speak on any item within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. Remarks are to be limited to not more than 5 minutes per speaker. Do you have any public comments? Wow. All right. Nice. We're going to be closing oral communications and now on to council comments. So I'll start with Councilmember Wilson.
All right. Just really quickly, you guys see everybody wearing these red lapels in the paper. We had a dedication ceremony for our Veterans Memorial Sundial just about 5 o'clock today. It was a great effort from our Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Commission and also Commissioner Bell to honor our fallen veterans of Los Alamitos who were KIA in combat. So if you guys get a chance, please go outside and check it out. It looks beautiful. It was originally dedicated back in the 60s. And it's really a great piece. So I want to say thank you again for the council for approving it in the past, and also for the Parks and Recreation Commission for making it happen. Just also a quick thank you too. So for the mayor for giving me an excuse, and for all the well wishes from the council. My daughter was born on Easter Sunday, and that's why I missed the council meeting the day afterwards. So Claire Magnolia Wilson, and I wish her best. Hopefully she's napping at home. I attended the police appreciation police appreciation for Cypress, the Orange County Library Advisory meeting where we approved the budget. Also attended the Orange County Eagle Scout recognition, which recognizes all the Orange County Eagle Scouts from the past year. and also the neighborhood meeting, which was an excellent job from the city staff that put that on, and a great idea for Mayor Hasselbrink for spearheading that. I wanted to give a plug for the police appreciation for Los Alamitos Police Department, which will be on Wednesday. I believe there's still seats available. And also for Casa Youth Shelter, their Valentino's Monday pizza nights are going on now. So if you get a pizza, the proceeds go directly back to Casa Youth Shelter. And with that, I'll turn it over.
Thank you.
Richard.
I attended the SCAG meeting, the regional meeting in Palm Springs. Interesting takeaway there was how the use of big data in today's marketplace and really having data available. Many people use data many ways, and just having it out there really can get people who know what they're doing some really good information, let them find many other uses for the data that you wouldn't even think of. I was also honored to get to introduce Congressman Lowenthal. He had a town hall here. It was packed. Say what you want about Donald Trump one way or the other. He has raised political awareness in this country to new levels. As the congressman himself joked, if Hillary had won, there'd probably be about 20 people here. But there were a lot of passionate people out. We got to give a special thanks to Erica Hallberg of our Parks Department, who was sent here on a Saturday morning with no keys, and the bathrooms were locked, and she managed to make it all work. I don't know how, but it was quite a feat. Also, I want to congratulate the mayor on the neighborhood open house. I think it will get bigger and bigger every year, and next year when you see it, it's your chance to come out and have your opinion heard one-on-one with the council and the staff, and it's you're not going to ever get better access. So please try and take advantage of that. And as Josh said, the Valentinos, there's no better way to give. You get a pizza and they get the money, so it's really a win-win for everybody. Thank you.
Warren.
Thank you, Mayor. So I also attended the Los Al Community Open House, and I thought it was really a good event, and I do expect to get better and better each year. I attended the Orange County Vector Mosquito Control District meeting, and we talked about larviciding, which was accomplished in a few lakes that were hard to access. And then that was where a helicopter dropped this, basically some kind of a bacteria that naturally occurs in the soils. And then we're also, in terms of this coming season, getting ready for, to make sure that West Nile virus doesn't really afflict us. So, watch out for standing water. I also attended the SCAG conference, and I'll add a little clarity to what Councilmember Murphy said. He went as the Orange County Transportation Authority's representative. I went as our city's rep, and there was really not much business going on. It was some bylaw changes and then election of the new officers. And there were a lot of breakout sessions, and the big data that Councilmember Murphy refers to is really, I think it's open government data that these people are trying to get access to so they can do some analysis. And one speaker was talking about the speed of traffic flow in New York City, and he was able to measure that by getting access to taxi cab data. So that's what big data is kind of can do for us if we can get a hold of it and then do some analysis on it. So I think that looks really promising for the future. And with that, back to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Trey.
I wanted to welcome again Sunburst Youth Academy. Councilmember Wilson, myself, and Chief are on the Casa Youth Shelter Board. And just last month, we had a case study that was talked to us. And, you guys are in such a fine company with everybody that you have there. There's people that we see that are throwaway youth that are in the Casa Youth Shelter program. They're basically trying to get off the street, didn't get successful like you guys did. So I would say please take advantage of the opportunity you have. Like I would say every year, you've got a whole city behind you. Everybody is totally there for you. We're super excited for you. Your graduation's coming up June 10th in just a couple weeks, and we get to sit in the front row and usually watch, which was Rich Murphy. He was the mayor 2 times, and he'd almost get teary, so we'd take bets on if he was going to cry or not. But because it hits you so hard, it just sees all the great stuff in your families there. So just thank you for coming and really being a blessing to our council tonight. I wanted to, you've heard a couple plugs already about Kenny Brandyberry and the Pizza Monday at Valentino's. I mean, right now, as you're sitting here until about 9:45 tonight, if you want to see the most enthusiastic person trying to raise money for kids at Casa Youth Shelter, please go over there. He's there for the next couple Mondays through May. And like Councilmember Wilson and myself, have said, and this guy is doing unbelievable stuff, raising money for these kids, and and he will not let you out of there with probably more than just the pizza. He'll be looking for anything he can to get for the kids. So please try and go over there. This is my last time to report that we're going to be doing construction on the river trail, because I was assured that today that the bike trail that we've been really working on to try and get finished by our park over behind Oak Middle School, actually the grinding started today. So if anybody is running or you're a biker and you go out there, and we've usually had really the worst part of the asphalt from here to the Seal Beach. And so this council has been working for about 4 or 5 years to try and get that done. We found out it took a lot longer than we thought. 4 years ago, we thought it was easy getting the money, but getting it through. And I would just thank, city staff for not only getting it through with their staff, Southern California Edison, Orange County and LA County Flood Control. But hopefully next council meeting, there'll be some pictures up on the wall, and it'll show all the great work. And I've never got this so excited about a bike trail. So. And then the neighborhood meeting, I would just say, something unique happened, with this neighborhood meeting thing. So we do a state of the city every year. We do it with the Chamber of Commerce. They're an awesome partner for us. And when you go to that event to hear about what's going on in the city, the mayor gets up there and she does her thing, and it's unbelievable, and you're super excited. But you realize when you see all the people in the audience, it's the businesses, and it's kind of a two-way street. The businesses want to be able to try and find out how to do more business, and we want to meet the businesses, and it's in the middle of the day, so it's at lunchtime. But our residents don't really have the opportunity to come, and so the mayor kind of said, look, we need a night for the community. And so she set this up, and I thought it was a really neat event. It was really kind of homey and a lot more, less polished, and more just really getting down to business. So I would just encourage, and I think, Mayor, great job. We all really enjoyed this, and that was something that I look forward to. Lastly, as being a Navy veteran, don't forget Memorial Day is going to be coming up. So at Forest Lawn over here on Memorial Day, about 10 a.m., they have their ceremony. Really great ceremony. They go through and honor all 4 branches and the Coast Guard of the military, and it is just unbelievable, and a great way to show appreciation for all of those that have fallen over the years. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd also like to thank Sunburst Youth Academy. I live close enough to the base to hear you drill every morning. And that's okay. It's not that early in the morning, but I watched you guys come in January on intake day, and your faces have changed. You're just different people. You're softer, and just congratulations on just volunteering to get back on track. I got so much pride in you guys, and yes, I will be up there bawling like a baby, because that's what I do. And I'm allowed to do that because I'm just insanely proud of you guys, and just thank you for pouring into our community while you're trying to get your life back on track. You've blessed us. So I just thank you so much for taking the time to just better yourselves. Most adults haven't been able to make that decision. So congratulations. I also was able to attend the California Park and Rec Society Award Dinner, where we were able to recognize 2 of our residents, Michael Bell, former Park and Rec Commission, for being the leading driver on the Weekend of Art that's been now 2 years in and very successful and just growing all the time. And also Dr. Chang for his continuous sponsorship for our youth sports, our basketball programs, and different programs we have here at the city. I want to thank staff for just seeing my vision on this neighborhood open house. It's something that I've really wanted to do. I want access for our residents to be able to come and meet the staff. A lot of them don't know who staff is. They just know who the departments are. I hope this continues as a tradition. I think it's just going to get bigger and better. So thank you very much. I did attend the LaSalle Museum Paint Night. I now have enough paintings to open a gallery, so thank you. It was a great fundraiser, lots of great food. It was just, it's a great night for men and women. We're getting more men there, so keep doing those. I think those are just really a lot of fun. Participated in the Donate for Life Mayorathon. This is the pink dot that you put on your driver's license to donate your organs after you no longer need them. Rod Carew was there. He is a kidney and heart transplant recipient. The donor family was there. The donor family was, I don't remember his name, but he was a former NFL player. And he was able to save, I believe, 12 lives by donating his organs. So that was great. And then David Eckstein was there, former Angel player. He's not a donor recipient, but his mother, sister, brother, and he has 4 nieces and nephews who are all donor recipients for kidneys. So that hits near and dear to his heart. Did a tour with the Orange County Fire Authority board president and vice president for Station 2 and also our JFTB fire station. Attended the Service Academy night with Congressman Lowenthal. This is the night where all the students that are interested in possibly going into the service academies for officer training school, they were there. We had a lot of LaSalle kids there. That's exciting. There's a lot of enthusiasm to join some of the service academies. And on Friday night, I did the mother, son, father, daughter dance that was sponsored by At First Sight, and that was great. It was in our community center. All the little girls were dressed to the nines, and daddies were their dates, and mommies got to bring their good-looking sons and just dance the night away, so that was a lot of fun. And I was also able to attend the senior prom on Saturday. Now, that's not LaSalle High School senior prom. That's our beautiful seniors' senior prom. And these people are dressed to the nines, and boy, can they dance. So we had a lot of fun with that. There were over 100 of them there, and this was their prom, and they were having a ball. And I'd like to encourage everybody on Saturday between 10 and 2 is the Orange County Fire Authority open house down at the Fire Academy in Irvine. This is a beautiful academy. It's where we train all of our firefighters in Orange County. It's where we maintain all of our vehicles and also have our 911 operations center there. So it's a great time for the family to come out. They have lots of demonstration, lots of hands-on things. It's free. So I encourage anybody who's available on Saturday to come down and join the fun. And with that, pass it over to the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Just the open house has been mentioned. Thank you, Mayor, for your vision of that, producing that for the residents, and thanks to staff for all the time and effort that you put into it, and my assistant Chelsea for really coordinating and the time that she put in. So it was a good event. Appreciate that. And we are going to have a 4th of July event this year, so just to we will have more details later. We'll be working with Cypress staff and working on details, but we'll get, by the next meeting, we'll have more information to provide. Corey, right?
Good, thank you. Okay, and we'll move on to warrants. Do you have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Kusamoto.
Aye.
Councilmember Murphy.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilson.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Edgar.
Aye.
Mayor Hasselbrink.
Aye. Consent calendar. All consent calendar items may be acted upon by one motion unless a council member requests separate action on a specific item. Is anybody going to pull
Yeah,
anything?
Mayor, I need to pull item 9J.
Okay. Anybody else? Do I have a motion for the remainder?
I'll move.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem, item J.
So item 9J is a Board of State Community Corrections local ascendance funding, and one of the areas that it's going to cover is cost of use shelter. And I know probably myself and another council member, we're going to recuse ourselves from this vote for a potential, just a perception of conflict of interest, that we're going to vote on something and a charity that we're a part of is actually getting some money. So I'm not going to vote on this.
I'm also going to recuse myself as well as being on the board of directors for the Cost of Use Shelter.
Okay. Do
So
they need
go-
to leave, or we can just do the vote? Do they need to?
Oh, okay.
Don't need any pizza. All right, do I have a motion for item J?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, there we go. That's good. Okay, we've got item 13A. This was a carryover from last month's meeting for expanded traffic commission authority.
Thank you, Mayor. City Council, yeah, this item was brought to you the last meeting. The council had requested that we bring it back when the full council is here, and so we can do another brief staff report or get into the discussion. Either way, Stephen Mendoza is available to give a staff report this time.
Yeah, if we could go ahead and just do a brief recap.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the City Council. During your March 20th council meeting, you had requested an item to provide the Traffic Commission with authority over on-street parking. Right now, they're the Traffic Commission. This would expand their authority to be somewhat the Traffic Commission and Parking Commission. The item was discussed during the April 17th meeting, but it was continued to make sure that all 5 of you were present to discuss the item tonight. If approved, what this does, it amends Administrative Regulation 8.1. It amends Municipal Code Section 2.4.60. It adds a municipal section regarding appeals and a call for review section. It also amends the Municipal Code in regard to council resolution regulating parking, changing the City Council authority to the Traffic Commission authority, and also amends Section 10.24.070 in regards to permit parking, giving them more increased authority. It does give them final authority on some of the regulations, and it's final unless appealed or called for review by the City Council, and both of those have been included with this modification. With that, I would turn it back over to the City Council for discussion of the item.
Okay. Go ahead, Troy.
For the community's benefit, and Mayor, thank you for bringing this back for round 2. Just to frame the issue up a little bit, because I'd actually asked to have it tabled brought back for Councilmember Wilson since he was off, and it appeared that we were going to end up in a little bit of a deadlock of 2-2. And with that, we really wanted to make sure that we had the consensus of the entire council. The issue at hand is that the City Council has commissions that we appoint people to as a body. We advertise in the community, and examples of that is the Traffic Commission, which we're talking about tonight, Parks and Recreation, Planning, etc. In our municipal code, it basically says that we have certain decisions, and we use these commissions as advisory commissions that provide us recommendations, and then with that we make final decisions. A lot of times, to be quite honest, the commissions do really a lot of the heavy lifting that's required and do a lot of the community outreach, and it's a very helpful process. I was last time we looked at this, I was not in favor of delegating our authority within the City Council to the Commission to give them authority on parking, since parking is such an important item in our community, and because that we've been working through our planning process for our general plan. We were doing a lot of redevelopment for the downtown or the beautification project on Los Al. We've just rezoned 13 different parking areas in our city, and so a lot of that heavy lifting has been done and behind us. But what we're trying to do is to give more authority to the park or the Traffic Commission. So I was questioning at that time. One of the items that I would just put out there for my colleagues is I'm trying to get to yes and be supportive of this, because I know was not sure we were going to get there. But the biggest issue was that the process that we have today of the council being able to get behind a project that we maybe ran on in the elections and support it all the way through, parking becomes a critical component that we need to kind of manage strategically. And if we have the commissions doing it and we're not in line with our commissions, then it shows like we have a battle going on. There's one project very specifically, just so I'm clear, and I'm definitely not against giving the commissions more leeway. But I've been working with the council for 9 years on the downtown beautification project, which has a significant parking component to it. A lot of businesses might be affected as we start to go through that. And it's had many, many, many delays. So it's approved, it's going to be breaking ground, and parking will become probably an issue. And I was just hoping that we might maintain that capability, the leeway in that administrative right within the council. But I was very interested in hearing Councilmember Wilson's perspective on this. And like I said, the drama is it's about a 2-2, at least it was when we left off before, and you can't pass it unless you have a majority. So, Mayor, that's where I'm at. I'm hoping to be able to go through it.
Do you have any comments?
Well, I appreciate the opportunity for bringing it back. And I'll kind of explain at least, opportunities and how I see it. For the commission, this is to me is more as an option to delegate some of the tactical items. So with empowering the commissions, with giving them more authority, the Traffic Commission currently hears the application. So if Kathy Malley, for example, wanted to make 24-minute parking in front of her store, the application first went to the Traffic Commission. It was heard. The applicant came, gave testimony, and they gave a recommendation for city council. When a resident wanted to request a handicap space in front of her in Carrier Road because she was unable to park close by, they're the ones that reviewed it, went out on site, did some of the items, say, you know what, we can make this happen in order to have handicap parking, and laid it out there. Those items had to come back towards the city council, and generally they went on the consent calendar. But because of the heavy lifting that we do, the additional committees that we're part of, and all of the reading, the authority, if they can grant it at the traffic commission level, at least empowers them for some of those tactical items and some of those applications. And that was the aim of giving the traffic commission this authority. Ultimate authority is still retained within the council, as it is with the planning commission's options. And I guess for my side, some of the strategic elements, as we start talking about the longer term projects, the downtown beautification, some of the circulation elements within different sections of the community, should really still be given to the traffic commission from the council level and retain as a council authority. Now, we can do, I guess, that in one of two ways. One is to provide it here today and say, with the director's support, that they can take care of some of the smaller tactical items to get the research on there. But when we talk about the larger items, we want them to provide a recommendation. If we want to request it, they can. If they want to be proactive, they can research it, but we want to retain it on the council. Further, if we want to cement that within code, we can look at modifying this current item to say that only applications that have been received through a resident or a business through a formal application process can be acted on within the traffic commission, and then they still have purview, but some of those items could be there. So I think there's ways that we can accomplish it, whether it's in code or just verbally from the dais here. And just as a point I'd like to put out there is that we had on there within part of the code for the parking permit program that every 2 to 3 years that we'd review it. But from my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Plumley or Mr. Mendoza, but I don't believe the council has done a permit parking review study that was within their authority. Is that correct? Within the past 2 to 3 years?
No, not the residential permit parking, no. They
Correct.
haven't done a holistic review of it.
So that's when their code to actually have one of those items. And I imagine that within us, that's a long-term study. That's a big agenda item that we would look at. That's something that the traffic commission could have authority to do. And they've canceled meetings because without having items to work on. This could be something that they could look over multiple course meetings and really get it right and dive into the details, opposed to us giving a cursory review. So that was the idea behind this for the motion.
Okay.
Yeah, I was one of the original requesters of this item, and the reason it was requested, it was because we were told that the traffic is not in the purview of the parking is not in the purview of the traffic commission. Okay, and we thought, we have this commission, let's put them to work. And Josh and I really kind of brought it at the same time from slightly different point of views, but we're mostly in agreement that I think what we have today went too far. Okay, that I think what we want to do is send it back to the staff and have them work on allowing traffic to review parking. Well, I want to put parking in their purview, but I don't think that as an elected body we can give up final authority. I mean, the people who elected us expect us to be accountable for it. And that kind of is the underlying thought for me in rereading this, that we really can't give that away. I think we can get there to where we kind of want it to be. I think I requested one thing. I think staff heard something else. Totally my fault, Stephen, I'm sure. So, but I think we can do better and not go quite this far. Okay, thank you.
I need to backtrack a little bit. I never opened it up for public comments. So if we have any public comments on this item, perfect. Councilmember Cusmato.
No, I have no questions. Thank you.
And just reading over this, I'm in agreement on part of it. I think it's a great idea for strategically to have the commission look over the permit, something kind of a renewal thing to make sure that we're still in the right direction. I'm a little nervous about giving away the authority, especially with the upcoming projects that we're having. I think that's something that council really needs to micromanage. It's could be a hot button, and I don't want to lose that direct contact with any issues that we might be having. And I think as in the commission, we get the final results, but we don't see what all the details that go into that final results. And at least for right now, I'd be comfortable just keeping as is until we can kind of settle the dust in some of the big projects we have coming up within this next year. But other than that, so do I have a motion for?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to actually bring this back in a watered-down form. I think, is that clear to you, Brett?
If the consensus of the council to bring it back to staff, and we'll go back, Stephen will go back through the code and determine what changes we think the council might be looking for and bring that back at
Yeah,
a
we
future
don't
meeting.
really want to make a lot of code changes, just want to allow the traffic commission the authority to look at parking.
Yeah, it's just mentioned in quite a few
Yeah.
different places in the code. So, Stephen,
Okay.
does that fairly represent what you'll do?
All right, so that's my motion.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Okay, discussion items, city attorney services. So as the impending retirement of our city attorney, we're trying to get a jump start on this and issue an RFP for city attorney services. And we're here to discuss creation of an ad hoc of council members up here to be as part of the selection committee. So I will open this up to public comments real quick so I don't forget. And on that, okay. So back here up to council, any discussion items, any thoughts? Do I have anybody interested in being part of the ad hoc committee? Anybody?
I'll do it if you need me
Do that?
to, so I said
Okay.
I would.
Anybody else? Okay, and I'll join you.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got the two of us.
I also need a motion and a second to review and approve the RFP for city attorney services, approve the tentative schedule, and then to officially appoint you and more, the council member for some.
So
I'll make a
moved.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And quick meeting, but we're going to circle back to any additional council comments. All right, so our meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Wow.
Mayor Hasselbrink, good
There you
job.
go.
Yeah.